Just 3 rounds of the season remain in the Apex Racing Academy Porsche Cup, and tonight we head to Sebring for our second 60-minute event of the season. That means a pit stop halfway through and a chance for big points for our drivers to bring back their championship chances. My name is Sam Fitzpatrick, and alongside me is David Sampson. We are here in the Apex Racing TV esports studio. And David, we saw a very chaotic round last time out at Daytona. And in the end, at least in the Pro Championship, it was so chaotic that really no one scored any good points, really, at least those who were involved in the championship contention. And so, despite being a dreadful round for Joe Pedrick, for example, who led the championship going into that round, actually not too many points lost, and he goes into the final 3 rounds with an advantage. Yeah,
it was quite the race. Obviously, heat formats at Daytona, it was always going to be spicy and opportunistic. Obviously, today we've got the hour format, so it does open the opportunity to be calm, be strategic, look after your tyres, save some fuel. A bit more of a classic race. We haven't had that this season. But no, still all in it for the championships in all the divisions still.
It is still very competitive, and here are the Pro Championship standings at the moment with Joe Pedrick at the top. Eliso, unfortunately, can't make the remaining rounds. I think he's got exams coming up, so has to prioritise them, unfortunately. Early Postrup, who's had a bit of a tough time of it recently, of course, was championship leader earlier on in the season, but has had a couple of tricky rounds, particularly last time out. And then Maroch, who did actually have a good round, and Lamper as well, the Chessie esports cars, sort of showing a glimpse of what they produced a couple of seasons ago, and did manage to bring the gap down quite a bit.
Yeah, I think Ollie blew qualifying, I think, last round. Or there was an incident right at the start, but it was always on the back foot last week.
All the above, I think, for...
Yeah, I mean, it was all the bug for everyone. But yeah, this should be fun.
In the Pro-Ams, it was a great round last time out for Pascal Whale, and really he's now got pretty much a hand on the trophy, because Lars Vatsik, despite being championship leader just a couple of rounds ago, is now quite a long way off. David Koenig's been the man in form, 2 good rounds for him recently, and 2 pole positions in a row for him. He sits in P3.
Yeah, still to play for. I've liked Kim-Andre Bjorkman's come back to performance. I think he's really started to shine the last couple of rounds. Not necessarily with the results, but with the pace he's showing on track.
And in the AMS, he's bulletproof pretty much. Hayden Putzek, always delivering on the points. Every round he's turned up so far this season, he's always been in the top 2 high scores. Really looked like Andre De Brouwer was going to get some big points away from him last time out. And De Brouwer did score the most points of anyone and moved up into 4th place in the championship, but Putzek was the highest scorer, at least in the A final. And yeah, he is looking quite unbeatable right now, because yeah, he just seems to always avoid it, or we'd never see him in any issues.
Yeah, and this is crazy, because we actually thought Wiley Blair and Luke Blow could have this controlled, and obviously Joey Island looked very fast. Obviously he's had some very ups and downs, but yeah, Hayden has been scoring every round, scoring very well, and it goes to show it really paid off over the long term.
And there was a big shift in the teams championship, because the Line GP have been 1 and 2 in the teams championship right from the get-go, but Chessie Esports, big points haul last time out, managed to get them right back into contention. It's down to just 8 points now.
Crazy, because the Line GPs not only had the 1-2, it looked like there was no contest, but they've chipped away points from each other and a few unlucky results, and Chessie have been, they haven't given up, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Let's have a reminder of our calendar. This is the 3rd final round, and then we're going to head to Hockenheim next time out, and Adelaide to round out the season in round 9. Adelaide, of course, going to be hosting MotoGP.
Yeah.
On that course, I believe, right? Or is
I have no idea. I heard the news though. Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, Phillip Island. Regarded as probably the best circuit in MotoGP in terms of, it's almost a bit like the Silverstone MotoGP in terms of it's the one which is always entertaining.
See, I love racing at Phillip Island. It's a top 10 track for me on iRacing, which is not, I share that usually with no one, but I love the track. I've done a 24-hour there. I absolutely love the track.
Yeah. No, it's a very good one. So yeah, some very angry MotoGP fans, understandably, with that one. Our format for today is the B format, so it's a 60-minute race. The fuel tank is limited to 60% capacity, which means that the drivers do have to make a pit stop, unless it was, or yeah, even if it was monsoon weather, they would still probably have to make a pit stop. And talking of the weather, it is dry today, no risk of any rain, so we don't need to worry about that. Hopefully we'll get some in the final 2 rounds. In terms of Apex Racing simulators, we've got quite an exciting thing to announce, because you may have seen on the Apex Racing sim social medias that we are opening up our sim center for memberships. So if you are based in the Northamptonshire area or anywhere near Corby, you can subscribe to one of 3 subscription tiers, which give you access to the rigs we have here at the Apex Racing Sim Centre. And those tiers start as low as £20 a month as well. So it's a really good offer to use our top line simulators using VRS equipment, triple screens and ultra wides, a mixture of them. And yes, it's literally gone live this week. So if you happen to be in the Northampton area, do certainly check it out. Just go to apexracingsim.com for more details. We can have a look at our track now at this Sebring circuit.
What a track.
Have you won the Sebring 12 hours like me?
I assume you didn't do top split. No. I have done it from the Apex Sim Centre, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. My teammate flew over from Netherlands, and we did it, downstairs. But that was with torrential rain. We didn't even finish that one. Oh, I think we did finish, but it was pain. No, never won the 12, but it's definitely on my bucket list.
Sure. Yeah, of course, we've got that first sector very tight and twisty. Of course, watch out for that on lap 1, T7. Maybe one of the best overtaking opportunities.
Especially in this car.
Yeah.
All about nailing the braking and getting off, though, because obviously you have these tight, twisty sections and the run out of night. And you get more opportunities here. This is going to be fantastic for overtaking, but there will be that element of thinking a little bit longer this. It is an hour race. If you can hook up with a teammate, push and fuel save, it's going to be very opportunistic, because we haven't had that at all. Is this the first time this season? So
we had Le Mans was the other one,
yeah.
Which of course was very heavy Jarfest and Line GP. Sort of dominated that one a bit. The slowdowns at Le Mans playing a big part in that event as well.
But I love this track. I think it's top 3 for me.
Okay. So, what, Phillip Island's sitting at around number 9. This one's at about number 3.
Yeah.
Road Atlanta, number 1?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Road Atlanta, Sebring. It's tough, because I want to say Road America. I don't know. Something about Road... I love Road America. I always love it, but I never say it's a top 3, and I don't know why.
Sure.
And I will never know.
So that is our Sebring track guide right there. In terms of our picks, I today have gone for Florian Kappel, who's been in decent form. Wishing him the best of luck. David Koenig, I think I've been going for David a couple of times and I predicted him correctly last time out. So why change from that? He's been in great form in qualifying, and this is going to be an important qualifying race because it is just the one race start for the drivers to deal with. And in the AMs, I've gone to the dark side. I've gone dull. Hayden Putzek, because he just inexplicably always wins. He is very quick, and he looked very quick in the practice session. But he hasn't got many pole positions so far this season. In fact, he hasn't got any pole positions so far this season. He's 0 from 5 in qualifyings. And yet, he always manages to win out come the race. So he's a good man to put your money on.
Okay, yes, good shout. And my predictions, I think I've predicted right. I've gone with George Karakalis.
Looks very quick in practice.
I didn't have time to check, but yeah, I mean, he has been very strong. He was very strong on the last long format we had. Just difficult dealing with the amount of teams he has to go against. I mentioned it earlier that Bjorklund has... like, when I came into the season, I saw Bjorklund's name. I know how quick he is, but he hasn't really been shining that much. But I think the last couple of rounds, especially like Imola, I think more he was just a bit over ambitious at Imola, but I think his pace has been awesome. And this is a tough one. They're so strong at the front, but I fancy Luke Blow for this one.
Sure. I feel like we've both gone for Luke Blow a lot, and I think he's let us down a lot this season. Frankly, his Luke. He's
not going to blow it this time.
Okay. Okay. You can't. I mean, there's a limit of how many times you can make that joke during the season. And I think you're getting pretty close to it. We'll go to an advert now, and when we're back, we'll be showing you the qualifying action.
Are you struggling for consistency in your sim racing? Does your iRating look like a roller coaster? If so, we have good news for you. The way to get more consistent is to first understand what you're doing differently than the professionals. And VRS is the answer. With our competitive subscription, you will have the telemetry, setups, tutorials, and everything else you need to fully analyze your driving. Our data packs and the ability to compare your driving with the best in the world will show you exactly where to adjust your inputs, change your driving line, and shave seconds off of your lap times. And our powerful and precise Direct Force Pro wheelbase and precision pedals are being used by some of the world's best drivers. All these champions agree that VRS hardware is not just the best on the market, it's also priced well below the competition. So if you're looking to upgrade to direct drive and the best pedals in sim racing, VRS is your answer. If you want to get better, get faster, and make it happen sooner rather than later, you owe it to yourself to find out why so many people are switching to VRS. You'll be so glad that you did. Visit www.virtualracingschool.com and learn why the best use VRS.
Welcome, not just audio-wise, but visual-wise. Something that we're going to try.
I've only been asking for it for 2 years. Sorry, what did you say?
Yeah, really nice idea for myself.
Okay, keep talking.
To show us on the screen, so let us know what you think of it. Maybe you'll be amused by our reactions. But yeah, just a way to make the broadcast look a little bit more handsome.
Splendificus.
Yeah. So Hayden Putzek is currently on pole position, and he is currently half a tenth clear of Wiley Blair as it stands. Quite a gap back to the rest, and maybe a lot of other drivers not quite getting a clean lap in. Certainly this man, Luke Blow, has not got a clean lap in so far on this time. By the way, Joey Ireland, after picking up a couple of penalties last night, he is not allowed to take part in qualifying.
Shame.
Julian Ogen and Kenneth Wick still yet to put in a time.
Oh, I say shame. I remember his move now.
Good riddance.
I did say that. Well, there's a lot of sectors at this track. I've almost forgot.
Well, this is one of the older circuits back when iRacing was like, couple of sectors a corner. Let's do that.
I'm not sure I've tried this track in the peak up here. Imagine it's quite a lot of fun.
I mean, this place needs a rescan, doesn't it? I mean, what's this going? What's that?
Yeah, right, let's follow a lap of Hayden. So keep it in fourth. Yep, keeps that high torque. Down to second, I imagine. Get to the inside, probably not touch the curb. Push out all over the inside curb. Oh no, I suppose this is quite the bumpy boy, now I remember. Keeps it in third, lets it track out.
Looks very hooked up. I'm impressed by this up so far. Personal best first sector, which is just the first corner.
That's all about the exit here. Just get it slowed down nice and easy. No, eat up the ABS. Try and turn in late. Hook up your rotation. Throttle without the off track. Sounded pretty good. Here, just focus on shortest line. Always a difficult corner here to hook up the precision, because you can go deep, hook it back and focus on exit speed, or you can try and get it early and face the bumps. That looked like a good compromise. Here again, you can stay right, break in a straight line out, and tower. A little hesitant there. I think you got it slowed down a little early. Sounded like he's in no man's land for a split second there.
Been notified by the drivers that there is an issue with the fuel limit that I've set. It's not 60%, it's 60.000004%. So
right,
if anyone goes the extra lap, then that's why. So one more corner for Putzek to go. He's set 2 personal best sectors so far in this lap. Make that 3 because he's just set another one. So undoubtedly going to be easily fastest in the amateurs, because I don't think Wiley Blair... Blair, you know what, actually, Blair's on a pretty good lap. It could be close between the two of them. So Putzek might need this as he crosses the line and he does get into the 2 minutes where we see some sub 1 120 second laps from the pros later on. Let's see what Gio Sheffield can do. Pretty good lap from, pretty good qualifying from him so far, and this could be an improvement. As he crosses the line, it's not quite there. Hodgson next across the line. He got into the A final last time out. He stays in P5. Gossai back into the pits. Blair is still out there with one more corner to go, and this is looking like a very good lap for Wiley Blair. This is going to get him very close to Hayden Puddock's time if he can nail Sunset Bend.
Yeah, Hayden left some time on the outside of this corner. Let's see how close Wiley gets. Yeah, looking a lot more committed. And I think it's going to be just shy. No, it's well shy.
Yeah. Good final sector. It was just the sector 6, which lost him, well, 0.23. So it was basically Genderby and Bend, and I think it's Le Mans Curve as well as the name of the other one, which lost him the 0.2 that he is off pole. But still a good qualifying there from Blair. And it's a first pole position for Hayden Puddock. And considering that he's been as dominant as he has been in the races, that's bad news for everyone else. The fact that he's also now very strong in the qualifyings.
Indeed, as the Pro-Ams hit the track. Expecting some competitive lap times. They've been really good this season. Very impressive.
In terms of quali bans for the Pro-Ams, Gordon Hogg has got a quali ban.
How's his championship's chances? Where is Hogg?
I think
Fifth?
they are non-existent right now. Or is he a pro? Is Hogg a pro? No, he is a pro.
Oh,
Blimey, he's 15th in the championship. I don't think championship
wow.
concerns. He's done every round as well, but had an absolute meh. Really, the only good round for him was Road Atlanta. Besides that, it's been a miserable season for Gordon Hogg, who in the GT3 trophy was was right up there, wasn't he? He was
Yeah.
right up there. Trying to think where he finished. But yeah, he was strong. The drivers to watch out for in the Pro-Ams, Pascal Whale, who has been impeccable in the Pro-Ams, very much on his way to the title. Lars Vatzik is going to need to take big points out of him if he's going to have a chance. And David Koenig, a distant third.
And Hogg's teammate. I mean, don't count up Bjorklund for the pole here in Pro-Am. He's absolutely been on it lately. Who did I pick for Am? I'm trying to think. Luke Blow.
Yeah. You originally went for Ireland, and then I was generous and told you that you had a quali ban.
Sell me out. I remember that.
To be fair, even though I give out the quali bans, I'm pretty sure half my picks do usually have quali bans.
Yes.
I'm the best at checking it myself. Christian Neeb out there with a fantastic profile picture. Good job from Christian there. Good lighting. A fairly just sort of nothing shirt, which is very good. Sort of quite a plain t-shirt. And then also has cut out the background like a surgeon. So well done to him for nailing that. As the first few times are soon going to come in, and we wait to see who's been setting the pace. Looks like this guy, Levant Zegray, has been playing in some good sectors, albeit I'm not sure if he's actually pushing because he was fairly cautious around Sunset Bend, so maybe picked up a 1x. Well, that is just 10th place, but yeah, didn't seem to be pushing all the way. Bjorklund fastest, and now Gutsch goes fastest.
We could see quite the gap between Hayden and Wiley Blair open up. I think it is 2 whole tenths, so could see that be 5 positions by the end of qualifying. Lars, he's had a strong season, P2 in the championship, I believe. Lovely livery, though. Absolutely lovely livery.
Well, yeah, I think, so for me, my favourite livery in the entire field, I think, is Pascal Whale. I think it's a really smart livery that, as someone's gone around, I think if an esports team came up with that, I think that would be, I mean, it's a bit Coanda.
Who?
Maybe that's why I think it looks very esportsy, because it's got the
it's
purple
nice.
and the orange. But I think that's very nice.
Is it Altitude, their P-Cup livery? I think looks really nice. Looks brighter than I remember
It's
it.
Mark Hutchinson out there at the moment. He's one of the Altitude drivers, isn't he? But I'm not sure if he's actually around. Is Mark actually doing the season?
I don't remember his... Isn't the quali band guy, Altitude, Joey Island?
Yes. Mark Hutchinson is not doing this season. Hopefully he's tuning in.
I do miss the old Seze livery. I mean, I do... Then again, I quite like the new one.
Well, they changed it because you kept insulting their nationality. That's the issue.
No, they're on sideways. It's not a problem. No, their new one is... Yeah, I mean, it's very understated, but... Yeah, here we go, this. It's quite floral, but I don't hate it, which is surprising. I don't know why. Again, sometimes you can't quantify your feelings towards something, but I quite like this. It's got like a Japanese feel to it.
Yeah, Blossom.
Yeah, I don't hate it. But no, I mean, I like this livery here, the German racing, it's the German team racing.
Here comes Neeb. Stays 23rd. Koenig now second fastest. Remember, Koenig with 2 consecutive Pro-Am poles in the past 2 rounds. Hasn't been able to convert either of them into an overall meeting win, but has still scored strong points. And he's a pretty good distance away from the car ahead as well. He might get a decent slipstream down into Sunset Bend coming in this up.
You're not a fan of this track, right? If I remember rightly?
I don't really believe in good and bad tracks for drivers. I think it tends to be that you sort of just race against some average people, and then once you do actually turn up against someone good, you're like, oh, actually, I thought I was good behind this pace, but actually I'm still a second and a half off. But saying that, I do think this is my worst track. I think I am just very bad here. I think maybe it's not because I haven't done enough laps or something, but I think I just really struggle with all the lines.
Sure.
I think it might be because I don't watch a whole lot of sports car racing, and so I'm just not used to the lines around here. Like through here, for example, it's not intuitive to me the best way to take it in each car.
I think it probably is my strongest of all track, because, I mean, it's hard to say that about this track, because when you race here, the level's high.
Sure.
But that's why I say it, because I would never say it about Spa. Again, the level's high, but I'm not, like, I get dropped, you know, it's impossible. Sure. Whereas here, I find myself, you know, always getting iRacing gains and doing quite well. Not winning in top split, of course, but like in Spa, I can get trampled.
Sure.
Even though I love it, enjoy it, I know every corner, you know, I've practiced it. I'd say Sebring's one of my strongest. I mean, it's easy to say, oh, Brands Hatch is my strongest, but I don't know, like the softs there are 2.8k. It's easy to say, oh, I'm a god. Yeah. If all the big guns rack up, I'll be like, oh, that's how you do it.
I mean, I think in reality, for me, like if I do 2 hours of practice at any circuit, as Zombor gets within 100th of a second pole. If I do 2 hours of practice on any circuit, I'm gonna be 1.5% slower than a top esports driver.
Oh, okay.
I'm just gonna always be the same out back.
Yeah.
Whatever, because I'm just not that good.
Indy Road recently for a league race, and I had like an hour and a half practice, and I was saying things like, yeah, I mean, this is a really strong track of mine. Like, it's not that popular with big names, so, you know, I qualified 34th with a good lap. I couldn't believe it, mate.
That's the worst thing, is when it's a good lap.
Yeah, it was a good lap.
That back.
Sure, I mean, maybe I'm missing something or forgotten something, or, you know, there's something I'm not hooking up with the car, but I was happy with the lap.
Yeah. Was it open, sir?
No. It was fixed.
Yeah, you can't kid yourself about that.
I know. Well, sometimes you can, because sometimes with fix you forget things, so like you can break a lane.
Try, yeah.
No, what I mean is like
either I've got the worst setup if it's open,
yeah,
or the setup's not designed for my driving style.
Correct.
If it's closed. So either way, it's not my fault.
I mean, it had to be something. It couldn't be me.
Yeah.
Oh dear. I gained 17 positions on lap 1.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So
how many of them were sort of, you know,
15?
Sure.
Some of them were still on track when I got them before they died, so that does actually count.
Sure.
No, I just picked the right line in 1. It all went crazy, and I was on the line that was like, yeah, 3 you go, sir.
Well, yeah, Indy T1 is quite a notorious one, isn't it?
Yeah.
So Naj Zombor, no personal bests on this lap, so I don't think this is going to worry Putzuk too much. Whale moves up into P4 as Zombor has had enough of that, and this, of course, is the last times for all the drivers. So we can Vatsik, who needs a big quali lap, and that is pretty big right there. He moves up into 4th place.
But what a lap from Hayden it's showing to be.
And you were absolutely right about, you know, the gap between him and Blair. 4 cars in between them now.
And if we look at 3rd, Sheffield all the way down at 11th. But this is what I love about the championship. One of my favourite things is this. This is how you score the big points.
Yeah.
There's a difference between coming 2nd and coming 2nd, because it depends where 3rd finished. George Caracallis, my pick for today. Yeah, it's a shame about Elias Sawyer. He's had a really good season.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see much more of him in future. I would normally say hopefully we'll see him in Pesk at some point, but who knows about that?
Well, you saw they've announced, I suppose you don't,
Absolutely.
PEC USA has been announced.
Oh, I did see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's done by... It's one of the existing championships, one of the endurance... Like, is it IRA organising it?
Really?
Or DGFX, maybe?
Oh, I don't know
think that's the same thing, but, like, yeah, I think it's one of the big endurance leagues are, like, organising it, so I saw it in one of their Discords.
There you go, the more you know. I was just accusing you of knowing nothing a minute ago.
Unfortunately, yeah, Ronald Grossman, who runs in GT3 Trophy and probably is running Porsche Cup as well, does a very good job at managing the PEC GB, so there's no chance of us running that anytime soon.
Oh, that's looked brutal, watching the PEC GB. The rain event.
Poor us Brits. The Americans, what a selection of circuits they get, right? And then meanwhile we get Alton Park.
Yep.
I know we have some very good circuits in the UK, but at the esports level, they're not circuits that you want to be
there's no way to overtake at that level.
Exactly. Like Thruxton, Alton, Snetterton to a certain extent, Brands Hatch, even
Donington.
Silverstone National.
Yeah.
You know, like there's really not any expansive circuits in the UK that they use.
Right. Let's see as our pros are getting...
Caracallis, your pick. I think he is the first one out because he was fastest in practice, which I guess is an advantage. So he had the furthest down pit stall.
Yeah, it does mean no opportunity for picking up a sneaky draft, but I'm still of the opinion you need to get your lap in.
I'm a little bit surprised that we've had no messages in the YouTube chat so far. I don't know if they're just stunned into silence by how good looking we are on the stream. But anyone who does want to have any thoughts, let us feed those thoughts to us. Any pro-ams and AMs who are watching right now, let us know what you think of your qualifying laps. Give us any insights.
Or just your favourite topping on pizza. We can talk about anything.
We can talk about anything. If only like there weren't a million podcasts of 2 white men discussing anything, then there'd be a massive gap in the market.
It would be.
But unfortunately, it's sort of been closed and then trampled on.
Yeah, and I think we did well. I've spoke to over 100 people now. It's like, bring back the podcast.
Sure.
It's like, we did like you two's banter. I'd say we're like on the level of like Top Gear.
Yeah. I mean, who are you in that lineup?
Probably Hammond, unfortunately.
Sure. Yeah, poor you. Well, an
hey, you're
awful
James
person
May,
to
so...
compare to. He's the only one I would dare want to be compared to. He's all right. Sulk's currently top of the AS, but still Putzuk's
He's the newer driver, right?
He is the newer driver, yeah.
He's made an immediate impact though. I mean, pole in his debut.
Of course, back at Daytona, we saw an absurd qualifying of drivers just refusing to lead, basically, on their qualifying laps and leaving it right to the last to actually set a proper lap time because of the draft back then, and they sort of scuppered themselves.
Did you ever get seen what Finn did on that last lap? Why he stopped on the infield? He just slowed.
In qualifying?
No, in the race on the last lap. you remember? He just...
Well, in the A final?
Yeah.
Not when he was leading, right? Oh, so when he was leading?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was just backing them up, trying to...
Yeah, but there's
get them to
backing up
overtake.
and then there's
Yeah.
what is that?
Yeah. I don't think it got protested. But
I'll protest it, and I like Finn.
Finn, speaking of Finn, he does have a qualifying ban, but not for that. Other incidents occurred, which earned him another qualifying ban, so he rules him out of getting a podium tonight, but still expect him to be up in the top 10.
Yeah, he's shown last to first strengths at
Yeah, we went from last to first in 10 minutes, so today should be a walk in the park, right?
Despoticus in pole already with a 8. Postrup with an 8. David Granez with an 8. These some close lap times.
Very close. Orbendorfer close, and it's down to the 10,000th of a second. It's unfortunately we don't have access, but to be clear, it's not like in real life in F1 where it's whoever set the time first. iRacing does measure it down to
Yeah, I think if you
the millionth, most likely.
export the data post-race, you can access it, I think, but it's not there for live data.
Caracalus only 400ths of a second off. Postrup is on the 3rd row of the grid, and he's less than 800ths of a second from pole position. But expect that time to be beaten. Expect someone to get into the 7s.
There's not even a 10th between the top 5.
Yeah. I mean, it's 2 tenths separates in the top 10.
And that gap between Hayden Puttock and Wiley Blair is a lot more than I thought it would be. We are seeing a huge deficit forming there. Is that 9 positions? Yeah, and Sheffield, who was 3rd, 23rd. Great lap from Granez there. Well, I say a great lap. If I have to say great lap, I have to say great lap from Orbendorfer as well.
Well, you might be saying it about Granez soon as well, because his next lap... Oh, actually, no, he's messed up the Sector 5,
can we
actually.
get sector things on the stream?
Yeah.
The Formula 1-esque sectors.
Oh, mistake from Despotakis.
Yeah, and it's almost messed up his following lap as well.
Doesn't want to give the draft to Postrup if he possibly can. Postrup on a good lap himself, and it's a personal best final sector. Where does this put Postrup? It puts him to 1st, and not into the 7s, but into the 6s. A lightning second half of the lap for Ole Postrup there. He really did pull out all the stops, particularly Sector 6, the Le Mans Bend and Co. He was very strong, and he's got a sizable lead, over a 10th of a second now over the rest. And Line GP not on the front 2 rows of the grid. I'm not sure if we've been able to say that all season.
Yeah, and Orbendorfer the highest runner in qualifying of the bunch of the Line GPs. We haven't said that this season.
Yeah, Patrick Daniel 12th. Patrick did struggle in the last hour-long race, but I think his troubles came in qualifying that time as well back at Le Mans. Albeit that was an unusual one where slowdowns are so possible, and they only got 2 attempts.
Caracalus with a 7, Schultz with a 7, Rotz with a 7. So the laps on Granez, Orbendorfer, Despoticus have now found themselves all the way down in 6th, 7th and 8th, if you can believe it.
Orbendorfer with a lightning start to this lap as well. Orbendorfer, a personal best Sector 3, but Postrup is fantastic through Sector 3. I'd love to tell you what corners are in each sector, but besides the first and the last 2 sectors, I'm not entirely sure. But there are 7 sectors, so if that gives you an idea of where they are. They are now heading into Sector 6, and Postrup with a very nice Sector 5. In fact, the fastest Sector 5 of anyone so far in this session.
Lap's looking really good.
And we will ask Lewis again if you could get the qualifying mode up, if possible. Albeit it might go behind us, but that's all right, I think. Yeah, we don't see one of the names, but you can see that purple time there for Postrup in Sector 4, but he might get held up here.
Yes, he does. Yeah, he's too close for the draft.
So, has it compromised the lap for Postrup? Or can he find even more pace? He does, into the 5s now. Good luck beating that for anyone. Capel only to 17th. Sulk pushing all the way to the line. Gazer, only 1,000th off. What a lap from Gergo Gazer to pop up in there.
You say that, Sezzy boys are absolutely cooking of late.
Gazer was very quick in the second sector and also the fourth sector as well. I mean, everyone's different drivers are quickest in different sectors, but it's all about who can be quickest in each of the sectors. Yeah, one of the fastest in each. Caracal's not a bad lap here. I don't think it's going to be an improvement though.
I think he was setting up because he really opened up the line. Oh no, he's parking it.
Well, there's no time to do the last lap now.
Oh yeah, time flies.
So
Postrup with pole.
Postrup with Postrup. And it was a good effort there from Gazer. I wasn't anticipating that from Gazer to get up there at the last.
Pro-Am's dropping the ball, and Am have finished above Pro-Am.
Yeah.
Well, Hayden has.
Yeah.
Then the gap between Wiley Blair and Hayden is 7 cars. Yeah, that's quite important.
Yeah, so we'll just let the qualifying just run to its conclusion. We've got another 20 seconds or so. Welcome to Nick DeBeck in chat. Of course, a big enthusiast in these cars. Hosts his own series on the channel on Apex Racing TV as well. And I will give a shout out to Apex Racing Academy as well. Do check out apexracingac.com in order to get a membership, which will give you access to setups and track guides in this Porsche Cup car, as well as many other cars. It's pretty much the best service you can get on iRacing if you want to get faster. And so do just head over to apexracingac.com in order to get signed up. And here we go. Here's a few messages. Everyone's around now. Mate and Meth. Lampy is the GOAT. That's, I assume, Lampert out there. And then... yes, lots of other chats. So thank you everyone for engaging. Here is the grid. Postrup on pole, ahead of Gazer, Caracalis, Sulk, Despotakis, Maroc, Granez, Orbendorfer, Pedrick, championship leader, down in 9th. Then it's Putzek, leader of the AMS, and Zombor, leader of the Prams. Then it's Kozo, Koenig, Lampert, Vatsik, Whale, Blair, Kappel, Gutch, Bjorkland, Shop, Carter, Sheffield, North, Neeb, Sialfi, Deman, Verzendi, Colin, Zegrai, Blow, Adjunson, Hodgson, Wick, Gossai, De Brouwer, Vey, Burkhardt, Clays, Jew Hayes, Ireland, Hawg, Ojan, Viborhaus with a quali ban, and Naj at the back. Amazing to have 45 cars still going in round 7 of the season. Just got a few more to grid. Interestingly, both Viborhaus and Naj not on the grid at the back. They didn't do qualifying, so they don't necessarily count on them being on this grid. I'm keeping an eye on them. Also, Andre De Brouwer is yet to get on the grid. He's got about 10 seconds to do so, but no, the lights are going, and we are away racing here at Sebring. And it's a strong start for Ole Postrup from the pole position. He immediately launches away from the rest. There's a bit of movement from one of the chassis cars further behind, and someone almost goes into the wall. Caracalis going on the inside of Gazer, who's left himself a little bit vulnerable, but is able to cover it off. And now it's Caracalis who's going to have to be watching in his mirrors. Behind him, Despotakis, I think, trying to attack on the inside here. Gets alongside it, narrows up through T3, and still you can see Caracalis attacking Gazer, and this has allowed Postrup to build an incredible lead within a few corners.
Yeah, all through cleanly, no big drops. David Konin up 3 positions, 2 now. Lars Watzig up 2. Granez Morot's fighting, but yeah, all through safely, I'm happy to report. As I say, that Andre De Browner has towed, unfortunately. One of our AM drivers.
I'm not even sure if De Brouwer got onto... Oh, yeah, you are right. Apologies.
Postrup's really pulled out a gap with all that fighting. I've just seen it's 1.8 seconds.
Yeah. Broken the drafts already.
He won't be thinking about fuel saving right now. He'll think, let's gun it. Yeah. Absolutely gun it.
Morotz alongside there with Sulk, and it looks like Morotz is going to have the upper hand there. So a poor start for the Polish driver, who's down a couple of places from that second row of the grid start. Carts are down there in 21st place. He's up a place though. Great start for Joey Island. He's gone from 41st to 33rd. So fantastic work there from Ireland. As still Carter and Bjorkland battle alongside. Ireland's going to have to go the long way over the curve. This is where the car can oscillate, but he manages to limit that effect too much. And it will be Bjorkland who just gets his car ahead a bit. For how long, I'm not quite sure. And you can see now, it looks like Gazer has been able to build a little bit of a gap. Move coming maybe from, I'm not quite sure, I think it's Kozo getting past Putuk. And this battle's still going on with Bjorkland under pressure into sunsets. And they're all trying to make some moves. North trying to do something about it. And it looks like he's going to get some yield fun because Ireland goes through and North will try to follow him through. Apologies, that's a Carter going past.
Florian Kappel up 4 positions. Joey Island up 9, as you mentioned, absolutely flying. I'm not sure what's up to Zoltnaga. How can he be behind Andre Brown? He's pitted. I don't think he took to the grid. I see him registered.
Granez now.
Yeah, they need to start working together. Gazer and Caracas, unless they just want to fight over P2. This has really set them back. 2 seconds destroys any fuel advantage. You don't need to think about it with a 2-second gap. Unless it's extreme saving. Or someone had a look there, hopefully this wasn't too late. I'm impressed with the cleanness of the driving. Especially that lap 1 with all the 2 wides, 3 wides, very impressive. Joey Petrick up 2 positions. Yeah, the Joeys. They're the names to be. Up 10, up 2.
Yeah. They've jumped up the order.
Are you going to a kangaroo?
Yeah, that's a good joke.
That's good.
That's
deep.
That's good stuff. Atkinson is overtaking Neeb now. And it's going to lose them a lot of time as they run alongside. Just behind them, we've got Vizendi and Colin trying to take advantage. And there's going to be just a little bit of contact wide. Goes Atkinson. Apologies, that's Atkinson ahead, apologies. Vizendi losing out. And Neeb gets back ahead. I'm not even sure if he set a qualifying time. As Vizendi, I thought he had a slowdown there, but we're not seeing a flag next to his name. So really unusual there for Vizendi. He's really lost a lot of momentum and a few places actually in the last couple of corners. And now he's going to go in the wall as well. So dreadful stuff for Vizendi. And well, he probably could have made it into the pits from that, but he toes back anyway.
Yeah, big shame. Just scanning down the order, make Lampert up 3 on the move.
Oh, and now almost in contact.
Yeah, the Chesney boys are not messing about. Right, let's have a look at this again. Oh, he's just tracking out into the guy. Yeah, picks away.
Yeah.
Just overcompensates. Yeah, he completely underdrove the corner. It looked like he just wanted to focus on rotation and exit, but then just really early on the throttle, which is just push. Like, yeah, so a very strange order of sequences there, especially with the probably not optimal tyre temp as well.
So Potter continues to drop down the order. That's now 3 places lower than where he started, but he does have plot armor, does Aidan Potter. He just doesn't get involved in any instance somehow. And so I've sort of got a lot of trust in him that he will still end up winner of the ARA race. And of course, Blair's lost a few places himself actually as well, so it's not a concern.
Yeah, it's down 3.
Postrup's gap has diminished quite a bit. 0.2 of a second slower on that last
Yeah, he's
lap.
lost a second. That's no...
And then this lap, he lost 3/10 in Sector 2, a 10th in Sector 3, a 10th in Sector 4.
I mean, if Caracallis is pushing and Gaze is focused, then sure they can get it back. But a second in a lap is... I think Postrup made a little mistake and they're pushing.
Here's what happened to Steve Clays. We had a question from Nick DeBeck asking what's going on with Steve Clays, and this might give us an idea as we have a chassis car diving on the inside. I think that may be Zegro or Juhays, maybe.
Yeah, the chassis car didn't notice at all what was going on around him. zero situational awareness. Like, they were all checked up. That is not... Yeah, I don't even know what that is.
It was Ju Hayes with that.
That ain't it. Awful. Just learn to quality better.
Gordon Hawk has had an issue and he's gone back to the rear of the field. So
I think he was caught up in that. I think
that was on lap 1 though, right?
oh, Hawk, sorry, yeah.
And of course, Nick asking, how Colin and Clays are doing. There should be a link in the description for the live timing as well, Nick. So anyone else who wants to see how a driver's doing, and it's Gordon Hall getting scared of the driver ahead, and everyone.
What the hell?
Bar one. Doing a great job at avoiding. Hawk did the right thing.
Well,
holding his brakes,
carrying too much entry speed, and trying to dive the inside. Apart from that bit, yeah.
Yeah, tricky for Agent there.
It was. From the first replay, it just looked like the guy weren't looking. But yeah, on that replay, you forget visibility with the other cars in front. It was a bit of a jump scare.
Zombor leading quite a train.
Oh, inside.
It's a dive from Gutch. What a mugging that is.
Yeah, he got that done, but that goes wrong.
And there could be a change for the lead, by the way. I hate to bring us away from this good battle, but a slowdown for Posture. And a lead which looks so commanding, it almost could have been race decisive, as diminished in the space of a couple of laps.
It's Sebring. He had pole. He had a lead by 2 seconds. He's obviously put on the Le Mans dock. I don't know what to say. Like, it's not like he's slow. We know he's a consistent dude. But yeah, to lose... I mean, he lost 1 second in one lap, and then the subsequent lap gets a slowdown. So something not gelling on race fuel.
Well, underneath Blair here, I think he's going to pull this one off.
Have you ever doubted that? You start thinking, what setup did I load? You know, something doesn't feel right in the car. You know, when you see the doubt in your head, it's like, wait, did I click Road Atlanta instead of Road America? Like that kind of thing. Easy done.
So here was the move. Almost the easiest move that Gazer will make all season long.
Yeah.
Taking candy from a baby. Well, Gazer not in the championship contention. He's down in 9th place. He hasn't got an overall podium all season. And these guys are still battling. Whale wasn't able to get the move done. Apologies, this is on Kartzer, isn't it? So Wales already moved on to Kartzer, or maybe Kartzer tried to overtake Well. Not quite sure. Blair's further back, and I think Kartzer's going to have the upper hand here.
Yep, let's lift. Might put him under a bit of fire here. Nope. So Ollie is hanging on, so he's not out of this race. He can fuel save. I mean, Gazer has looked fast. Let's not forget qualifying separated them by, was it 1,000? 1,000? Or did Posture improve?
Not at the end.
Yeah,
no,
okay.
It was that small at one point. Yeah, it was down to a 10,000th at one point.
The nearest Sazy car to help him is P5.
Yeah, very different to the hour-long race we saw at Le Mans, because we currently have 4 different teams in the top 4, 5 different teams in the top 6. Place that wall. I'm not sure if I've driven a race, and maybe this brings my credibility down a bit when it comes to commentary. I think I've driven a race around this circuit since the change to that final corner.
What, the art update?
Yeah, but also that like bump as well. That didn't used to be there, I'm pretty sure, next to the wall.
I absolutely love this track. When I was doing my road to 6K, I almost got it here, but then it shuffled over to Monza, and that's where I got it straight away. Yeah, I do like this track. I miss my McLaren here. I don't drive the McLaren at all anymore. But I've never driven the Porsche Cup here.
Not even the old one.
Yeah, I've driven the old one. Actually. You haven't mentioned Bjorklund, my pick, all the way down in 22nd.
Yeah, not a good qualifying for him. He had quite a chaotic... Actually, it wasn't a bad qualifying, was it? But he had quite a chaotic lap 1, didn't he?
Yeah.
Which sort of shuffled him down a bit. Was overtaken by Carter, I think, at the time. Who's now gone off into the distance. What can Blair and Bjorklund do here? Blair holds on. Remember, of course, Blair is based down under, I believe, and so does have that extra risk of the ping, because this is a European server, and so you will have quite some lag.
Yeah, fair.
As Hutchinson is going to try to overtake Sialfi here, who was a little bit compromised coming out of Tower Bend. Sialfi into 26th place. Great to see so many cars still running strong. And of course, this is a stacked field, and we cannot describe that enough, really. I can honestly say I would probably be around 30th position, I genuinely think.
30th?
Yeah, like, no, like...
I would be...
I think you'd be
next
around
to
like
Granez.
10. I reckon. What did you say? Oh yeah,
Next to Granez.
yeah.
I think Granez is mine.
Just going by the iRatings. I mean, Granez 6.1k.
Yeah. I mean, Joey's faster than me for sure.
So Orbendorfer up the inside. Orbendorfer was so good in qualifying. Wasn't able to quite find the extra bit of pace that the others were towards the end of the session. And it did put him down in 8th place. For this race start, Pedrick got past him earlier on his own teammates, and now he's going to try to get past David Granez.
This is Renovo competition versus Lion GP. But yeah, don't cut Granez out. He's had a very good season. But yeah, I mean, Orbendorfer, I mean, he's had some strong tracks this season. I think Imola was one of his fast ones. Le Mans was possibly, he was the weakest in the team, especially just because of the slowdowns.
Yeah, had a bit of a mare at Daytona. I think he picked up a penalty as well, which didn't help his cause.
But no, overall, I think Orbendorfer's been, yeah, really good this season. It's just his ups and downs have been a little bit less consistent than his teammates. But looking strong here. And let's not forget, he took out his teammate in Monza, which was quite funny.
That was fun. Well, yeah, he didn't get a penalty for that. It was a little bit of a question on whether Finn moved across in the braking zone. But yeah, he should be more cautious.
Let's see how the hip check's applied to. Yep. You risk it for a biscuit when you get hip checked.
Ireland with the quali ban, remember, so he's done very well to get up into 29th place, past Christian Neal now.
Yeah, up 12. No, Joey's always looked strong. My pick, Luke Blow, finds himself in 31st. But tough crowd, tough track, everyone's good at it. That's a wide line, sir.
Yeah, how far do you need to go to get the 1x there? Oh, so
no.
Or the slowdown.
No, you can go around the cones, mate. In qualifying, you go out very wide and cut back in through 2 of the cones.
Big squeeze here.
Luke's obviously not been around long enough to know this game likes to put cones inside your car.
Yeah.
Bathurst 12 last year. Yeah, last year, Bathurst 12. Picked one up on like lap 2. And I was running for like 3-4 laps, a second and a half off pace. And then I heard it come out, and honestly, it was like I went from a V6 to a V10. Because I was tempted to park the car.
Eve now overtaken by Ireland again. These guys are really squeezing each other a lot. Blow is being compromised, and here comes Blow. He's going to have to go off the circuit.
Yeah.
And yeah,
that was a bit deep. So much so he broke quite hard that his car wiggled and he actually clipped the grass. That was all on himself. Sebastian Deman here. This is Ollie Postrup's teammate.
By the way, there was a change between Pedrick and Sulk further up the road. Pedrick up into P6 now, so making his way through. We don't rule out Joey. Pedrick started this race in P9, but the way that he's going, only 3 seconds off the lead, he could definitely be in contention to win this. And this is how he did it. Is it going to be a mugging? No, it's going to be quite a conventional move down to T1.
Oh, he's lost it. He's lost it. Yeah, oh my. Big mistake.
Michael Hafler-Darson saying, oh, look, my fave broadcasters.
Where is the LMP2 in the Rain series?
Look in the ARL Discord in the prototype section. You may see a GIF from the movie Flow, which people should know is that something's in the works. So keep your eyes peeled, Michael. Let's just say that. Watching Hayden Puddock there, just behind Mate Lampert. Was losing some places earlier on. Was Puddock, as Sialfi looks a little bit slow now. Is he moving up the order? I'm not quite sure. Sheffield is going to get the inside line though. Later on the brakes though for Sialfi, and that could be an advantage. And he has made it an advantage. So Sialfi in 26th position. And I think he did just pull off that move. So good work from him to do that.
Bit of a change for the train. Joey Petrick is, sorry, Marotz is no longer in the train. The train of like 10 cars that we had has become 3, 4.
If you were Marotz right now, would you be letting past Petrick potentially to drag you up to that train again?
Well, it would have to happen right now. Any more time lost, and I don't think even Joey's going to be able to do it. We'll see. It's not, you lose time letting someone by. Like, there's no free way of doing it. Yeah, maybe it was just a small mistake. Marotz is not fully out of it, but he could definitely do with help from Joey.
Gap just up to, it's up to 0.8 of a second, but to be fair, Posture was 0.2 faster on that last lap, so Gazer not being able to pull away too much. No sign of any moves here. Of course, we are expecting a pit stop around the 35-minute mark because they are limited to 60% fuel tank capacity. So it might be a little bit of a slow burn, this one, but it's awesome to have such a competitive field in the series because, well, you can see for yourself, the top 7 separated by just 4 seconds at this stage.
Don't rule out the dry line. GP guys getting to the point where they can work together. They're in P4, P6, and P8. The Renovo competition guys, 9 and 10, so they can work together.
Matthew Collin there just going past Gio Sheffield as well.
So, quick round out of our leaders. Gordon Gazer leading the pros. Hayden Puddock leading the AMs, and yes, I did read those out second. And in the Pro-Ams, which is our AM division this week, is Loz.
Yes, and Hayden's just got past Mate Lampert as well for P12, so he's got back one of those places that he's lost earlier on, Hayden, but he is now the head of this fairly long snake. Goes back to Marcel Guch down in 17th place, and this is how he managed to get it done on Mate Lampert.
That's impressive. Very impressive. And like, this secures the championship, I think. This will be our first secure because Wiley Blair is 10 positions back, P2, but 10 positions back in points, and Hayden's already got a substantial lead. And his biggest strength is scoring big points, so even on a bad week. So this could be our first division that essentially is locked down.
Yeah, and the pros, of course, Petrick leading the championship, but would be losing points at the moment to Posture. Still be comfortably leading the championship, though, going into the final 2 rounds if it ended like this. And in the Pro-Ams, Wales would still have a strong lead over Vatsik. But Vatsik is making up a few points at the moment. Could do with getting past Puddock and Lampert, though, to help him out a bit more. Yeah, another about 6 points or so, I think those 2 places would be worth, as Bjorklund has just got past North a little bit further back. Big slide, and that's not what Vatsik needed. He's been put offline, and both him and Lampert have lost track position.
Yeah, he was so close to him. Like you say, he had to back out, and Lars lost a lot of momentum there. And obviously he's still behind Mate there.
So he's lost out to Koenig, Zombor, and Guch there. So Koenig now the leader of the Pro-Ams, yet to win around this season. Koenig in the Pro-Ams, but he's put himself in a position to do so now.
As you mentioned in the pre-show, he's had a really strong run of form. As Koenig.
Is he my pick? Yeah, I think he is my pick today, yeah. And Puddock's my pick as well.
Yeah, you're crushing it.
Yeah, I'm crushing it.
Oh, we'll see how the pit stop phase goes. Yeah. Yeah, look at that. That's twice we've seen that exact slide.
Yeah, I was racing at Belle Isle yesterday, and
You were racing?
do you know this championship that I'm taking part in?
Oh, of course. The Formula thing.
Yeah. So, I'm sure a lot of people tuned in for that. I'm quite a big name, and leading that championship at the moment. So, yeah, anyone wants any tips?
And what was you going to finish that sentence? Sorry, Belle Isle.
That's very bumpy. And
Yes.
this circuit gives it a rivalry, as this is Zico going way too deep.
Yeah, that was a lack of focus there, I think.
And you can see as well that the drivers don't use that escape route because one, it takes a while to get back on, and two, you get a big slowdown. So they'd actually rather take the grass and go back onto the proper race circuit, and then take that sort of alternate route.
Correct. So what is the car you're racing?
The PM18.
Ah, that was like one of the 9 Indy cars they added.
Yeah.
The road to Indy, here's 9 Indy cars.
Granez versus Kozo, teammates. I feel like we've really seen these two too close to this season, partially because Kozo's first round was last week, which would explain it.
Nice livery. I'm partial to orange.
Yeah, what do you think? Of course, there's been a lot of talk in Formula One, as Blair's ahead of North, about the asymmetric livery for the Cadillac. How do you feel
I haven't
about
even looked
it?
at it, mate. I haven't kept up with any of the F1 news, apart from people crying like every season, telling me Ferrari are going to win it. Let me have a look.
Blair with a dreadful couple of corners, and that's a bad corner as well for David Vey. He's not exactly had a good time of it overall today. And that might just be it for him. He toes back, and we're going to find out what happened between him and Wouter Gossai. Right now, it looks like Vey is nice and safe, but he's going to lose it by himself.
Oof.
And another car does get involved in this, I think.
A livery that's not the same either side. I don't know if I like that.
Well, you were just saying how nice that livery was from the Renovo competition.
Oh, wait, was that?
Yeah.
I didn't notice.
It's got a stripe diagonal across the car.
Oh, yeah. True. Yeah, but that feels like it's just coming in a diagonal, like it flows, whereas this just feels like the car's split in half, but I'm not sure. I don't know if I like this Caddy livery. Looks boring. Plus, we're not going to see it much. We'll be riding right at the back.
They do look slow. And Aston Martin. Be near the back.
Yeah, but Aston might just be hiding.
Hiding by breaking down every 10 laps because they can't build a gearbox.
Yeah, exactly, because they see their deltas like, oh no, we need to...
Don't do any testing, guys. Don't do any testing.
Yeah.
Alongside Pedrick, trying to make up more places, and he's done it. He's got past Mirage. That could be an important overtake in this race because it sets him free. He's now 4 seconds behind the leaders, but he has had as good pace as anyone so far. You can still see them up ahead. He's probably saved a bit of fuel as well. And so we'll see what Joe Pedrick can do in the remaining 35 minutes. Either way, it's important championship points for him.
Yes, and it pairs up Tony and Joey, the Line GP Fenster.com guys in 4 and 5. Now if they can just find Orbendorfer.
That's a send from Sulk. And this is going to drop them off the draft of Pedrick if they're not careful. Is that a slowdown now for Sulk? Seems like he's not got a yellow flag or anything, so he's able to get back to speed, but Orbendorfer will move past him anyway.
Yeah. So Line GP making some serious moves the last couple of laps, moving forward. Short's going to dive. No, heard him a little lift there. Sebastian Deman getting past Matthew Collin. What a track. I was here for the Sebring 12 and the WEC 10-hour race. It's a party track. But the weird thing about being here live is you can only see the corner you're at. Like, if you go to stand at a corner, that is all you can see.
Okay, yeah.
With visibility people, whereas Daytona, you can see 98% of the track. Or Atlanta, you can see 2. Usually a corner, a sweeper, and a corner, but yeah, here, you stand at a corner, that's all you see. Oi!
Some movement there. Gutsch is going to get past. Well, he's had to work for it. Mate Lampert falling back now after that slide he had earlier on. See Vatzik going for a wide line there. It might work out for him because these guys are going to really lose out. But, oh, well, Vatzik's going to come into the pits, and that was risky because he had to swap sides on the track. And the top two in the Prime Championship both come into the pits at the same time, Vatzik and Wales, and you'd perhaps expect Wales to have saved a lot of fuel being there. But they did not want to get held up by these guys anymore, and you can see why, because they are taking chunks out of each other. And Lampert continues to drop down the order. Carter is the next to move his way past.
Yeah, I'm not sure what unless we missed a memo, I don't know what Mate Lampert was doing.
Oh, and I looked away. Was that contact?
No, I don't think so. I think he went deep. Didn't look like contact.
Slow to get back going as well, Gutsch.
So we'll get a replay. I personally don't think it was contact, but I've been wrong before. Yeah. All on his lonesome.
Oh, did he get beached?
No, I think he realised he was about to do a dangerous retrain, and he was necessarily going to probably end up facing backwards. George Caracalis, my pick, still in with a shout. If you've got your fuel ratios right, your fuel saving right, fuel ratio, I sound like I'm playing LMU. I meant the amount you're saving per lap. Yeah, if you're willing to short fuel and save it out to the end. This is anyone's game in the top three. I mean, fourth's a bit of an ask.
He's breaking the draft a bit. GP line.
I don't know. Once you've given someone the draft, they have that extra momentum. You're going to see him pit him? No, not yet.
I think you got to go as far as you can, right?
Yeah, for sure. Just it looked like a weird angle. I think it's just the camera angle. But yeah, for sure. Unless you're going to hook up with your teammate and try something. But it doesn't look like a track where they can necessarily push. Like, doesn't seem like a track where you can make contact with the guy in front. Give a bit of a nudge at the moment in these cars. And you want to get your low fuel running in.
Aiden Carter decided to come into the pits, perhaps to cover off Vatzik and Whale. Vatzik did actually stay ahead of Whale. I thought actually Whale might jump him, but Vatzik actually had a shorter pit stop, which I'm a bit surprised at because Whale was sort of was very under the radar in that first round. I thought he may have been heavy fuel saving, as Kenneth Wick has made a mistake.
Oof. Boys in chat, our cold ice livery has two sides, but just colour-wise with a black line down the middle. Yeah, that sounds nice though.
So has Carter been able to stay ahead of Vatzik? He's not going to be ahead of Vatzik. He might be ahead of one of them. Is he ahead of Whale still? He is. He manages to slot in the middle. So that's good work from Vatzik there to come into the pits when he did and get ahead of Carter. And of course, clean air for these drivers right now. It seems like you lose about 30 seconds by coming into the pit. So if the leaders were to pit, then they would come out around Gutsch, Sheffield and Blow right now. So you sort of want to avoid that if you possibly can.
If we can get Cam on Gutsch, I want to look at this livery. I know the cold ice livery, but I can't picture it in my head. The two colours. Okay, this is Marcel. Oh, of course. Yeah. This is the team that all their drivers came from, like, ACC and stuff, isn't it? Formula One,
I think
stuff
so,
like that?
yeah. A lot of very high iRacing IDs. They were very new to so.
Yeah. I've never thought of the ID being an indication of how long you've been. I've never really thought of that. I forget.
I mean, that's whenever people are signing up, that's always something I look towards straight away. Where someone's
so
like a 1-3 or 1-4, then I'm like, okay, you're right.
What would you think about me then? I'm just going to get my number. I am 393940.
I think of you as being, he's been on the sim for a while, but he's not a proper hardcore person. You got to be on the sim at least 10 years before you can actually say what you think you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm not
like
10
myself.
years. I think I'm
7. Can I guess what year?
Yeah, go on, guess.
I don't
know
anyway because you sort of told me about 2019, right?
Yeah, I think August 2019.
I can, if anyone gives me like an iRacing ID, I could probably down.
Oh.
So within about 6 months, I fancy my chances of saying when you join the sim.
Yeah, take him up on that.
Boya's just got ahead of Carter now, actually. So Carter was able to get out ahead, but not able to keep it. The drivers, they might be taking 2 tyres. I'm not quite sure. They can get those 2 tyres for free, but yeah, no one's going to be taking 4 tyres. You'd lose far too much time.
Dropped out because of broken GPU. Ay, I'm sorry to hear that. Did you manage to get it fixed, or...?
But now only just ahead of Bjorklund. Jensen Atkinson's up 15 places. I don't know what happened to Jensen in qualifying, but he's made good plays. Of course, a few of those places, at least 3 of them drivers have already pitted. So he's an asterisk by that. Here comes Florian Kappel, who's up 8 places. A poor qualifying for him as well. There's no asterisks about this. He's up into 10th place past David Granis, who has just slowly slipped back. Good qualifying for Granis. Clearly overperformed a little bit there, and coming back to maybe his more representative position in the race now.
So who do you think is going to come out ahead in this pack of 4?
I guess your friend of mine, Ellie Postrup, I reckon.
Postrup, yeah?
Obviously, Karakalis has had the job the entire stint.
Yes.
Postrup didn't have it for the first 5 minutes. You know, could come down to that if you can save a litre.
Yeah, I quite fancy Karakalis.
It's very close to the lead, by the way. It's only a 10th and a half out there. Sorry, we're literally riding on board. There you go. That's me paying too much attention to the timing. And on board, it didn't look quite as dramatic, so I sort of thought it was going on.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Gazer... I think Gazer is saving, and the others are just being smart.
Sure.
But let's see if Tony's going to want to get past George soon. That's my call. I think Karakalis is the one saving the most, and you don't want to pit in 4th.
Well, they'll likely be in either this lap or next, I think.
Yeah, that's why I think look out for a move for the P3 position. P4's just a teeny bit too far back.
3 wide to Cunningham's. Bjorklund is ahead. And he's got past Lampert. And all these guys battling, of course, will help out Vatzik and Whale and Carter, who all pitted early.
Got a spare 1080, but it's 60 FPS max on triples. Oi! You could crank the FSR. Put the FSR in like performance mode. That should help.
So does anyone pit?
No?
No. Roch pits though. I don't think that was out of choice.
Do you think he survived half spin?
Well,
I was looking down at the time.
I didn't see any sliding from him, but like I feel like he's probably just out of fuel. Like I don't know why you would hit in the position he was in, unless he thought he was about to be overtaken. Maybe, I don't know. But that will leave him very vulnerable now to the overcut, especially if he comes out in traffic. Which actually he might not do. He might be behind Burkhardt, but yeah, should be all right for him. Bjorklund as well into the pits.
Yeah, I'd expect people in soon. I mean, I don't know what 60% is at Sebring.
Well, actually came out into a decent amount of clean air, so whilst he's got a lot of fuel on board now compared to the rest of the drivers, at least he's got clean air to push into.
Joey Petrick's 2 seconds back from all this, and he did have to push, so don't expect great ground to be made. Steve Clays, I was driving, but had to leave for work. That's a shame. We will see you next week. Right, will Tony make a move? That's my prediction. I'm sticking to it.
I feel like if you made a move now, that you'd lose so much time to the top 2 that you would be, I think it'd be to compromising yourself too much, I feel like.
Yeah, it's just nothing's going to come from pitting in 4th. perhaps even the Constantino effect is slowing down for pit entry, you're just going to lose out.
Well, we have seen Despotakis very willing to go for a move as they all go one more time. As Lampert's has now been overtaken by Adjunssons, and that is done. So Adjunsson's now up to 14th place. Of course, that will turn into likely 17th, 16th, 17th once all the pit stops are maybe even lower than that. Actually, probably 17th, I think.
Joey's showing up 23 positions. Obviously, we need to factor in there have been a few pit stops, but still making his way through. David Grenner's into the pit. David Conan into the pit. Mick Lampert, Max North.
Vic asking in chat, are they fuel saving? Yes.
Yeah, 100%.
The top guys will be. At least the guys who have just pitted maybe weren't able to fuel save too much, but these guys that would have been one of their main priorities, particularly if you're Caracallis or Postrip, who have been held up this entire stint. That's all they're aiming for.
If Gordon Gazer isn't fuel saving, he's 4th, like by quite a margin.
Is the Anglification of Gergo's name deliberate from you?
Sorry?
I think it's the word, Anglification.
I don't know what that means.
Like, made English. You keep calling him Gordon.
Oh, do I?
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's just because I thought that's what his name was.
Well, I'm pleased that I was able to use the word Anglification, so I'm fine with it.
I thought that was his name. I don't want to know how many weeks.
We've got a Gordon Hawk.
Perhaps that's right.
Maybe that's...
Yeah. I was confused what you meant. I'm like, that's his name.
Well, you can call Ole Oliver.
Yeah.
And Tony Anthony, if you want. Here come the pit stops, surely. No, only Gazer.
All right.
And that is how vulnerable he has been out in the front, punching the hole in the end. And these are some long stints that these drivers have pulled off.
All right, we'll keep an eye on the stop time, but we're expecting what? I'm going to say 15.2 seconds.
Yeah.
That's my guess. And
So
then
there
I
are
expect the others to be a lot shorter.
Stops so far. Marot's with the fastest so far, just below 16 seconds.
No, this is not promising for Gergo. We will see he has led.
Okay, oh no! 17-2, what's gone on? I thought it was going to be worse. Once it went past 16, I thought, oh, he's got a penalty.
I'm not sure. That's a slow pit stop.
That is a slow pit stop for him, and his chances of the race win, frankly, can almost be dashed, and that is a shame for a driver who has led the first 38 minutes of this race, but you really don't see a way for him to be anywhere other than 4th after this.
No, because I'm going to be shocked if Postrip isn't a low 15. High 14, I was thinking, but... oh no, I did say a low 15, didn't I? Yeah. I mean, perhaps it's on the limit for the extra lap. So perhaps it's gone safe, but he was running in a tight pack of 4 that were fuel saving. I just don't see in what world he's not P4.
And I guess his fuel calculator as well was probably anticipating you're going to be driving in clean air for the rest of the race. These guys will maybe put in enough fuel, assuming that they're in the tow, because that's what it's calculated on so far. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. They're all still close to one another, though. Good work for Caracallis, where if Postrip overshoots his pit stall or does have to take an extra litre, these guys are right in play to take advantage.
And let's not forget, these guys are driving around on 2 litres. Old... Wow,
they're still going. They are still going.
Yeah, old Gordon back there is, as Postrip comes down pit road, is an Orbendorfer and Joey. Yeah, that he's on high fuel, so...
Can we get cameras on Postrip? I just want to check that these guys aren't taking tyres in the pit stall. Looks like he's on the ground. Yeah, they're all on the ground. Yeah, no, I'm taking 2 tyres.
Keep an eye on the pit stop times. 15.2, come on.
Yeah.
15.4.
So that should be enough to get him.
15.0 for Petrick and Schultz 14.5. So yeah, Gazer in a little bit of trouble
And we see posture up ahead of us. That's not posture up ahead of us, I think. There's posture up ahead of us. No, that's Petrick. Wow, so it's not even 4th, it's 5th.
Petrick was 2 seconds back from the group. And let's not forget, Gazer was 1st. So really lost out. So the person in chat asking about the fuel saving. Not only fuel saving is important, but your pit stop time as well. Super important. There is no point leading a pack of 4 for an hour-long race if you don't get the fuel right. Capel. What?
So that was Capel being hit by, is it Granis?
I'm not sure.
Or Kozo. Sorry, Kozo.
If we could get a chopper view of that, but I suppose we've got some pit stops. Oh, we do look at that. So I don't think he reacts. No. That's no. That's on the Renovo driver, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, he wasn't reacting. To be honest, it looked like he wasn't even turning enough because he was quite wide of the apex. He was almost leaving space in case the dive came. And unfortunately, the guy on the inside just. Right, Caracallis in. I think this is the pit stop to watch.
Oh, Despotak is pushing it on the entry, or maybe that's just the Concertina.
Concertina, yeah.
Sure. Half a second was the gap, so Despotak would have wanted to be a little bit closer than that.
Right, I'm calling it Caracallis 14-9. And then I get to say, he's my pick.
Well, if it is a 14-9, that will put him almost on top of posture, because the gap before the pit stop was about 3:10, so we don't know exactly what their outlaps and inlaps have been so far. As Gazer's moved back ahead of Petrick, by the way, unusually, up into 4th place. We'll get a replay of that a little bit later on. But what is the gap going to be?
Wait.
Wow.
13-4.
13-4. And they are well clear of posture.
Yeah, there you go. And he's my pick.
Well, that is great work from the Greek drivers. I'm not sure if we've ever seen a Greek 1-2 in Apex Racing League history, but that might just be about to happen.
Great by him, I thought great by me. All he did was drive around the track. I called it. I preempted it.
I would just say that I predicted Koenig and Patek to win the Pro-Ams and the Ams.
Yeah.
I am actually ahead of you right now, but...
but it is the boys that were fuel saving the most that have benefited the most. But then again, we need to find out if this race is on the limit for the extra lap, because Postrup...
And has Caracallis considered that the fact that he's now got to, like, lead?
Yeah, exactly, punch a hole. There's no one punching a hole.
I wonder if we get a replay as well of how Gazer got past Petrick, because it's a rare sight to see Jay Petrick overtaken, championship leader, remember, and Gazer ambled out of the pits and was able to put one on him. So he's back up into 4th position.
The only thing I can think of is Gazer has fueled for full push and Petrick lifted. That's what I'm presuming here, because a 15.0.
Yeah. Maybe wants the draft to drag him home. Postrup not scoring big points right now, so 5th place would be absolutely fine for Joe Petrick. I mean, Postrup's scoring pretty big points.
So Gazer 5. This whole fuel that we always talk about has cost what, 5.4 seconds, 5.5 in total.
Yeah. Yeah, of course, you've got to do those extra laps as well while you're on full fuel compared to the others on low fuel, so it can hurt you a lot. I think we can probably get rid of the pit stop times now on the tower. So yeah, how did it work for Vatsik? Okay, so Vatsik moves up to P11. Wow, so those early pit stops for Vatsik really worked well. Oh, great time for Pascal Whale, actually. He's dropped back down to 15th place. We did see Whale, we saw Whale get past Kartzer, and then he's lost a few seconds since then. He's now a few seconds behind, so I don't know if that will be something that comes up in the event viewer for Whale. But yeah, a few places back from Vatsik, which isn't ideal for him, but we'll still be leading the championship going into Hockenheim in 1 week's time.
You made a great call earlier. You mentioned about Hayden Putter. He's reliable, finishes where, solid, and I'm trusting he'll maintain. He is the only man to maintain his position.
There you go. Yeah.
Well, oh, that is the 3rd time we've seen this. 3rd time we've seen someone sideways out of sunset.
And Bjorklund got Zombo in that as well. So great work from Bjorklund to take advantage of the slide from well and get Zombor pretty much in the same maneuver.
And Joey Island up 18. Now with the pit stops are cycled through, we get an actual reading.
So I don't want to be stereotypical against nationalities, but I know in Greece that family is very much prioritised. I don't know if family extends to fellow countrymen in Greece. I'm not quite sure what the national unity is like, but I think it might be quite important in this battle in terms of George and Tony battling against each other.
I am a little bit worried for Karakalis. Because you look at the likes of Oberndorfer and Petrick, who have always excelled on pit stops. The delta in fuel seems a lot.
Salk's going to be trying to get past Petrick here. He's looking really vulnerable right now. He clearly wants to hold on to this position. He's not letting him pass like he did with Gazer before, and he's done a good job at being able to hang it out on the outside there and stays in that place. That last lap, Karakalis with a 2-minute 1.9. Gazer, who we think is pushing to infinity, a 2-minute 1.9. So that last lap from Karakalis was very strong. It's just Despotakis is even faster. They actually, well, here's the opportunity, but Despotakis lifts out a bit. Very interesting. He could have easily moved alongside there. And Karakalis didn't defend either, which indicates that he knows that Despotakis isn't going to try to go for it.
Yeah.
And remember, it's Despotakis who took the more fuel than Karakalis, so he ought to be the one who would be comfortable leading this race.
Yeah, I mean, perhaps their priority right now is not letting the train behind catch up, and they'll settle this later on. Pushing knee, he's going to slide. Where were you at? Oh, he's pitting backwards. Oh, no. Ah, what a shame.
Oh!
Yep.
Wow, good rejoins from the guys today.
Well, he thought about murdering. He did think about it. He hesitated.
1.1 seconds back to Porsche, who has taken a fair amount of time actually out on this lap. There was a poor second sector from Karakalis, so I think that's when we saw Despotakis got very close. I think there was a bit of a mistake through T2 to T4 from Karakalis, and that's why Despotakis got so close, and it's allowed Porsche to get a little bit closer as well. He's about 4/10 closer than he was compared to the start of this lap.
Has Karakalis been leading a lap since Interlagos, round 1?
I don't think so. He's been a bit quiet the last few rounds, hasn't he?
Has indeed.
He did miss Imola.
Joey Petrick and Schultz working together. And they're going to clear Maroc. I think that's Maroc. No, that's... Sorry, I'm confusing. It's Petrick and Oberndorfer against Schultz. Schultz is not line GP. Sorry, I need to get used to Schultz being new. I just triggered line GP there for some reason.
That'll be a big sigh of relief for Petrick because he was suffering some pressure from Salk for a while there, but Oberndorfer now gets in between them. This is about between Blair and Co. Blair's going to try to... Oh, dear. I look up, and there's a car. Gutch into the wall.
What on earth happened to both the Renovo drivers? We saw one get involved in an accident, but there aren't any inside the top 20.
So here's a replay of this then. Noth leading the way. Gutch loses the car, and there's nowhere for Blair to go. And
yeah, that wasn't on Blair.
Yeah, if anyone was going to get damaged there, it's good that it was Gutch. Still a bit unlucky.
Yeah, if we remember, the Renovo boys at one point were, I think, just outside the top 10 working together. And now they're P21 and P dead.
Long pit stop. Why you have a 35-second pit stop, I'm unsure.
35?
Because obviously if you get a speeding penalty, it's a 40-second penalty.
That's, what, 4 tyres?
Even then, that's only like 25 seconds, right? I think it's the same as GT3 tyres.
Endurance fuel and 4 tyres.
Well, the tank is limited to 60%.
Endurance, fuel, 4 tyres, and a coffee. Slow brewed.
Sure.
Oh, that's what I want this weekend. Cold brew coffee. Like a 24-hour in the fridge one.
I don't really know what that means.
It's coffee how you've always dreamed it. It hasn't formed the acidity. It's formed over cold water, which takes a long time. There's a reason you don't use cold water. It can take 24 to 48 hours to become something coffee, but acidic levels are almost 0. Whereas when you use hot water and it reacts with the bean, people learn a lot here, it's very acidic-y.
Sure.
So you're going to try it now.
I don't think you've ever sounded more like a 2010s hipster than you just sounded there.
Hey,
Going through your brewing techniques.
I do have, honestly, about 5 or 6 different coffee making machines. I take it serious, mate.
Yeah, yeah.
Chicken wings and coffee is things to take serious in life.
Marcel Gutsch has gone back to the pits after his crash.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Here's the peloton. Gazer really not gaining time. 5.1 seconds. He's basically matching Caracallis, but the fastest man on track is Porsche, perhaps aided by the slight draft he's getting from the Greek drivers ahead. But frankly, there's not much he can do, Porsche, if he's like there. Despotakis has got the draft from Caracallis, and so far hasn't shown any sign of overtaking. They are both Greek, but they are not teammates.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm picking Despotakis for the win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When do you think he'll do it?
Second to last lap.
A little bit of back markers ahead. Petric has made a mistake. That's our championship leader, but it looks like he's avoided the wall, and that is some issues we haven't seen too many times for Petric. Of course, he had a mare back at Daytona, but that one almost repeating that poor result from back there. This is what happened to him, and well, we've seen a few mistakes at this corner, but it looks like this one's going to be a little bit earlier in the corner.
Yeah, that downshift didn't help. He was already loose, and then he just shifted down, and it shifted the weight to the rear, which, yeah, I say, really didn't help.
It's very close. Oh, it was very close for a moment between the leaders. Once again down into that hairpin, Despotakis could so go for the move into the hairpin, but he's not doing it yet. And Porsche is now ever so close, and still, Gazer not able to make any impact on these guys. Just demonstrates that Caracallis, his pace is still very good. He might be fuel saving a little bit. He might be making the occasional mistake, but the pace is still very good.
Yeah, I mean, you can't rule out Porsche picking up the win. But we haven't seen overtaking being too easy at the leading edge up front. Yeah, he's done great after a average pit stop phase from Ollie. Oh, Ollie? Oh.
More amplification.
Amplification. Posture.
This is for Wiley Blair and Max North, 19th position. North, of course, in the proximity of quite a heavy crash a few moments ago. And he's going to close that door.
Yeah, you got if someone in the door, you got to leave it open. So nearly pit manoeuvred himself.
Granez is going to try to take advantage of this.
Yeah,
Was it Granez and North who crashed into each other earlier on?
No, it was the other Renovo driver.
Oh, it was. It was Kozo, wasn't it?
Kozo, yeah.
And was that with North? Was that with?
No, it was Capel.
Oh, it was Capel. Sorry, yeah. Bright coloured liveries.
Yep.
I remembered.
Oh. Granez will get clear now after that slide. Inside will be all his.
And he's left himself very vulnerable now to Blair. And Blair will take that one.
Yeah, I expect a send from Max though. He's got his helmet on.
I wonder if you could use a couple of the different angles, because we've got a new camera pack for this one. I think the right front maybe is a particularly good one. There you go. There he goes. Sends it. Probably the worst angle for that specific scenario, but it still looks cool. And yeah, Noth does get back ahead.
Bonk.
Up. That's hard. That could have even been close to a force. As Orbendorfer has got past Gazer. Orbendorfer on the move. Great pace towards the end of this towards the end of this race.
Which is strange. You'd think Gazer's got enough to do this race and an official after.
Do you think it could maybe be the tyres? It's quite a warm track today, 42 degrees Celsius.
Well, yeah, 42. It's going to play its part in an hour race, yeah.
As here they are alongside Orbendorfer. Well, maybe he'll lose a position after all, because Salk, who got overtaken by him a few laps ago, has got surely the upper hand. He has got to leave a car's width on the outside, but Orbendorfer has overdriven it. And
oh, he could have pushed his
teammate.
Well. He could have pushed him, and he was like, nah, you've had your chance, son. You had your chance, let me have a go.
Well, could have been 5th place for Orbendorfer. It turns into 8th. I'm going to get a replay of what's happened to Sebastian Burkhardt.
Oi, 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 oi.
Nice.
Well,
out of the wall.
How's Sheffield doing? P29. He's down 6 from the start.
This didn't help.
Oh, I'm looking down at the data. What happened? He just...
Oh, Koenig has happened. Something's happened to Koenig. And that is my pick for the Pro-Ams. Gone. And that's more points for Lars Vatsik.
Oof, yeah,
and he's got a black flag as well, so he's gone over the instant limit of 20. And he was all by himself. What a disappointment here for David Koenig, who was finally going to break his duck in the
oi, 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 oi. He left one tyre over the curb.
And the others did well to avoid. It was Lars Vatsik who was the first to come across him.
Yeah,
as Postrup has made a mistake. Postrup has got a slowdown.
This to find the start of his race, where he lost the lead.
Yeah, I remember had a 2-second lead after the first couple of laps, and that takes the pressure off the Greeks, and that is a nasty slowdown as well. It's cost Postrup over a second, it looks like.
Hello to Alan in chat. And apologies if I sound ill and bunged. I am, well, ill and bunged. That's why I do such a good impression of it.
Great recovery drive from Joey Island. He might finish 2nd place out of the amateurs if these guys keep battling. Up 20 places this Island. Made up about half of them on the first lap.
With a stellar pit stop phase as well.
Oh, and I don't even know if that was a tap from North.
I'm not sure, but them two have been fighting hard for quite some time. So we'll get a replay of that. Yeah, they've been door-to-door banging quite a few times the last couple of laps. Let's have a look.
Rates a man into the podium in the amateurs.
Oh, no, Blair lost it on the curb.
I do wonder if the drivers are struggling a little bit with tyres now. Like I've seen a few more slides in the last few minutes.
I mean, 42C for an hour race on one set of tyres is, yeah, you've got to be gentle with them.
So out in the lead, Caracalus only 0.2 of a second clear, and we are moving on to the last lap of the race. Now, you predicted Despotakis would go for it with a lap to go. Oh, with 2 laps to go.
Oh, is this the prediction lap?
Well, this is beyond the prediction lap. This is...
Oh, we're on white flag.
Yeah.
Wow. He's a little bit too far back to get anything done here.
And that is where his best chance seemingly has been. That's where he has been getting close. But he is too far back. Has he left it too late? Because it really did seem like the opportunity was there earlier on, but he decided not to take it. And that is his best opportunity gone. Sunset Bend, probably the only chance from here on in.
Yeah, or spluttering on fuel.
Yeah, they will. Yeah, they both pushed each other right to the limit in that regard. They got Vuta Gossai up the road. They're not going to deal with him. And the gap at 0.3 of a second. It's a decent run for Despotakis, but he needs a perfect run through Genderby and Bend. This is where you can gain or lose time over these curves in the stiff front suspension. Porsche
So
992.2.
Caracalus is really lifting. This is going to be an interesting run to the line.
Well, it's going to need to come down to fuel if Despotakis is going to win this round 7 of the championship, because Karakalis has got through Le Mans curve safely. And he's moving, trying to break the draft. But it looks like the driver who started in P3 is going to be able to do the business. He rounds Sunset Bend.
Let's see.
And George Karakalis comes to the line and wins at Sebring.
Excellent.
He beats Tony Despotakis, Postert with good points in P3. Gazo will finish in a well-earned 4th. Salk Orbendorfer actually got back ahead of Petric, who really did seem to be struggling in the closing stages. Lars Vatzik is going to be able to win in the Pro-Ams, and that is the points he absolutely needed in the championship. Gets a few places between him and Whale, and that Pro-Am championship fight still alive heading into the final couple of rounds. And Hayden Putuk, a hand and a half on the amateur trophy now, because he has absolutely dominated the field, some 27 seconds clear of his next rival in the amateur class.
And dominating all the Pro-Ams.
Yeah.
I didn't go right for David Granez today, unfortunately, with a very long pit stop. I mean, 12 seconds longer than our leader, Karakalis.
He would have likely finished P9 if it weren't for...
Sorry,
that.
22. Is that right? Yeah, 22-second pit stop longer than Karakalis. No idea what happened there. Because I'm pretty sure you could feel 60 max the tank with the litre restriction and 4 tyres.
Yeah. So yeah, confusing what happened there as the remaining drivers cross the line. I will give another shout out to Apex Racing Academy. Do check out apexracingac.com if you want to get faster in these cars. And also a shout out to apexracingsim.com as well. We've recently opened our membership at our sim centre in Corby. So if you're based in the Northamptonshire or the Bedfordshire area, or just anywhere near Corby, Cambridgeshire is near here, Rutland, Leicestershire, many counties converge on
and the membership prices are great.
Place. And yeah, you can get £20 to pay your...
You get £20? Wow.
I would say in terms of enjoyments, you get £20 and more, but you only have to pay £20.
Yeah, no, I think it's fantastic.
Per month, so do check it out.
There are no refunds if you lose iRating here. That's not how it works.
Yeah, we can't be held
responsible for your bad driving.
Imagine that if like something actually went, if there was like a fire alarm or something, and someone had to leave and be like, you're gonna give me back my 120 iRating.
I would wait for the fire to get close before I gave up iRating.
Yeah, I've really worked hard for
I'd be fanning it with a hand, like, no, yeah. Not yet.
It's not a big deal.
Good race.
Good race. A bit of a disappointment near the end, I would say. But we can have a chat with our race winner. It's Tony Despotakis, who joins us now in the interviews. Tony, congratulations. Good to see you back up near the top. How was it today in terms of that race? It looked like a very strategic, fuel-saving race where you were sort of not necessarily driving at 100% throughout and having to think very tactically.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Nice to see you after a long break. Unfortunately, this race for me was just about managing mostly my back pain, and it was a long one, so it wasn't perhaps the best format to rejoin the league, but okay. I wanted to race, so I missed it a lot. As you said, yes, the race was all about management, fuel and tires, because tires were also important, considering the high temperatures of the track. And it worked out very well. I don't know exactly what happened to others, because they seem to have lost a lot of time on pits. Perhaps they were not fuel saving at all on the first stint, but I was surprised to see me and George so far ahead. And from then on, I had enough fuel so that I could push pretty much straight out if I wanted. But a few mistakes due to my rear tires. I never had a good opportunity to make a dive for it, so I played it safe.
Sure, yeah, that's very understandable when it came to that. I was just wondering as well during the broadcast. I mean, obviously, you're not necessarily teammates with the race leader there, but you are both from Greece. Does it make any difference when it comes to like sort of a little bit kinder to each other? Does that make any difference, or do you race him exactly the same?
Guys who know both of us know that, of course, we are real life friends. Even though George lives in Germany, but we've met, and we've been racing together in the same team or together pretty much for the last 3 or 4 years. So we're good friends. It's actually like a love-hate relationship, if I may say. So that's why you may see that perhaps sometimes he reports me for some minor stuff. But yeah, I can say it played a bit of a part. I wouldn't want to mess his first race win up. And I didn't really have a good chance to do it, so I would be taking a big risk, and I didn't want to do it.
Absolutely, well, yeah, I think you played it the right way there. Second place is very good points. Are you looking forward to Hockenheim? Obviously, with your back pain, I imagine those shorter races should be a little bit easier when it comes to that.
Yeah, very much. I'm very excited to be back racing. So you could give me any Mario Kart track, and I would be very excited to race.
Awesome. Well, unfortunately, we're not going to Chicago Street Course this season, but maybe next we can sign you up for that one. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to, Tony?
Yeah, congrats to George and of course my team, Dennis, our team manager, and Yusuf, and my teammates. Joy is doing very well, so I think he has it in the bag. I hope he stays consistent and he takes the championship.
Awesome. Well, thank you for having a chat with us, and we'll see you back next time.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Yeah, GG's.
Tony Despotakis there. Really good to see him back and battling through that pain during the race.
Yep.
Did you want to have a chat with?
I will bring up Hayden. Yes. Hello, Hayden. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
First of all, obviously, congratulations. Was that pole to win? You was the only man to finish in the position they qualified. I think you beat every Pro-Am? I thought you did, but I see you behind Lars now at the last minute. I don't know if that's just on my timing screen that's wrong. But you must be chuffed.
Yeah, I will be honest. After at least the AMs had gone out, I know I had a couple of attempts to Blair, and I was like, I'm guessing I'm going to drop a few now the Pro-Ams go out, and I don't know how. My lap was decent. I was very happy with it. I was very surprised that I was somehow still first after the Pro-Ams had all gone out as well. I was very surprised at that, but yeah, all in all, I'm very, very happy with that.
Yeah, because obviously even in qualifying, you'd built quite the deficit in positions to your nearest rival, and then come the race, you looked plenty quicker. I think you lost a few at the start, but you was able to pick off 1 or 2 back through, and with a good pit phase, like massive points. I think I mentioned it during the race, but I think you're going to be the first person to lock down a championship win. Whether it's done or dusted, I don't know at this point, but I mean, you came into this race with a big lead and you've extended it.
Yeah, to be fair, like after the last interview I had, and I sort of had to install it in my mind that every position does actually matter. I think you said it was Lars. I gave a position. I was struggling near the end of that for pace. I think I was pushing way too much. The start phase was okay, but I know I lost a couple of positions to a couple of Pro-Ams. Yeah, just a little bit of battling and losing the toe to the top runners. But yeah, once I sort of I just wanted people to battle behind, and then it slowly started to happen. And I was just tried to stay with the top, or at least some of the top guys. But yeah, no, I was very, very happy with that as a result.
No, you should be. Stellar stuff. Great qualifying lap. Stayed out of trouble all race long, and yeah, I mean it was pretty boring, but that's how you win championships. Hockenheim, track you looking forward to?
Yes, absolutely love Hockenheim. Absolutely love it. So I know obviously there's still tons of points up for grabs, but if there was a way that I could potentially close it at Hockenheim, with it being heats. That's what I would like to. That's what the aim is going to be, at least. Still going to go for class wins.
No, that's great because I mean, AM has been a very competitive field. What with the 2 Blair drivers, Joey Island, I'm forgetting a few others as well. It's been very impressive how your bad races have still been big point scores. Like your races where it haven't gone, completely to plan have still been big point scorers. I think that's what's propelled you into the lead, and obviously now picking up a win in the hour-long race. Did you enjoy this format? Because obviously you had it at Le Mans, but Le Mans is a completely different track. Did you enjoy the 1 hour format? Was it nice to settle in and think about tyres and fuel rather than just time running down and position?
Yeah, to be fair, I think I think I do prefer the heat still, even though there's a bit more carnage. But I found, as a whole, I think it was a lot more, by everyone, a lot more relaxed.
Yeah.
With it being an hour race, I think there's a few. Obviously, everyone's going to go for a test this race if you're not going to go for overtakes. But I think everyone sort of, or the top people that were near me, everyone sort of realised it was an hour long race. Yeah, it was sort of nice to see that people actually thinking about that, which is always nice. But yeah, I think I prefer the heats just because it's a bit quicker. Also, there's a bit more carnage, so I normally get a few more positions from the heats. But yeah, overall, I think heats for me, it's probably where I drive a little bit better. But
yep. Yeah, again, congratulations, and I look forward to. I assume we'll be interviewing Hockenheim the way you're going, mate. Anyone you'd like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, go on. We'll give Race Forge. They helped me way too much, but yeah, I'm gonna bag them this championship. They don't have to worry about that. Yeah, that's it from me.
Awesome, mate. Congratulations. Great racing.
Lovely. Thank you very much.
Cheers, Hayden. Yeah, perfect stuff.
Yes, very good work from him, and he only needs to outscore the rest by 27 points in the next round, and he will be champion. So,
and his average points are probably ridiculously high.
And no disrespect, I have a lot of respect for some of his AM rivals, but the chance of Luke Blow scoring 130 points, i.e. winning his heat and the A final in the final round of the championship, is quite low. So yeah, it's looking very good for him. Let's have a chat next with our race winner. It's George Karakaulis, who joins us now. We rudely interrupt his conversation. George, congratulations. That is, if it's not, I want to say it might be your first overall race meeting victory in the series, and it was very hard earned. How does it feel? You sweating right now, because that seemed like a very sort of stressful, intense race out there.
Yes, I mean, I tried to follow the strategy. The strategy that I was following was clearly going for fuel save. I didn't want to do something crazy. I didn't train all the week because I'm preparing for the 12 hours of Bathurst. So I didn't want to do something stupid in the race. The guys were seeming to going on full pace, so I realized that, and I said I was confident that I'll save much more fuel than them entire tires, so I can keep a reasonable pace by the end, so I can take the victory. So I came a bit confident today, even though I had no practice going down. But of course, yeah, with Tony on my back, it was not so easy. Even though I know that he respects me, of course I had to keep in mind in case that he tries to do something, because I realized that he does the same strategy as me, and he's also a very experienced cup driver. So yeah, actually this is the plan. The plan was improvise the last minute, so it worked, and yeah, it was good. I'm happy with the result. It's good.
Yeah, your pit stop was incredibly short. I mean, I cannot find anyone who had a pit stop within 7/10 of you. You were the only one in the 13s when it came to your pit stop. How close were you on fuel by the end? Did you have like much more than a litre to spare?
I had 0.8 liters. I had to fuel save a bit, which confused I think Tony, because Tony at some point was very close. So I lifted much earlier in some points, so he got a bit confused there. I think he didn't expect that. So this gave me some liters to keep pushing on the last laps, because the last laps I had to push. So when I went out of the pit, I had, of course, to keep fuel saving a little bit. But yeah, this kind of fuel save comes, I think, from the endurance racing, because in the cup cars you don't really fuel save. It's like sprint races everywhere. Like hardly you'll find some endurance series, and I'm mainly driving endurance. So for me, this was a procedure which I'm well aware of how to do good fuel save.
Yeah, it certainly came into use in today's race, George. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, sure. First of all, my team who supported the whole efforts here in this series, and I thank them very much. Francis and all the guys, the team managers. Tony, who all the time when I drive with him, I want to beat him because I know he's a very good cup driver. So it's like a motivation for me to win him. I enjoyed winning him today. And of course, my daughter, which she didn't woke me up. I have a 8-month daughter. She sleeps in the next room, so I had to be aware in case if she was, getting up, I had to just alt F4. So I thank also my daughter for that. So,
Well, thank you for having a chat with us, George, and yeah, best of luck for the remaining 2 rounds.
yeah. Thank you guys, Chief Shamot. Thank you so much.
GG's, George.
Thank you.
George
Bye.
Carlos there, race winner tonight.
Yeah, epic stuff. Got time for another one? I will bring up Mr. Joey Island. Can you hear me okay, sir?
I sure can.
Epic stuff, mate. Let's put the numbers on the board. Up 22 positions in the end. I mean, that must have been a lot of fun. Obviously, not starting from the quali position you want with the quali ban, but I mean, did you expect 22 positions? Because it's tough to pass here, right? There's a lot of battling, there's a lot of draft. Everyone knows the track pretty well. I mean, how was it?
It was okay. It was a lot more difficult for me. I didn't do a lot of practice beforehand because I've been practicing for the Bathurst 12-hour. And these cars have changed drastically around this circuit from the previous edition. So it was a little bit difficult. And yeah, I could have done without the quali ban, but unfortunately Daytona was Daytona. And yeah, I feel like if I qualified, I might have been up there with Hayden, but unfortunately he was too quick for my pace today. I couldn't even close him down. There was a point where I could see him in the relative, but I think after the pit stops, I took a little bit too much time in there. But yeah, I think, yeah, he's just too quick. And I think, you know, if it all goes well in Hockenheim next week, he might have this, which is sad, but that's the reality of it. I've not had a good last 3 rounds, I don't think.
Yeah, and Hayden's minimums are very high. That's the problem. He hasn't had a bad round. So yeah, it's very hard to catch someone when they're out there like that. But no, you've had a good season. You've had some really good ups. Yeah, your pit stop was long. Somehow Caracalis was over 4 seconds less than you in pit road, if you can believe it. Which is remarkable. Plus, he said he said I was fuel saved a little bit after leaving the pit, which is mind-blowing. But no, yeah, really good stuff. I mean, P2 in AM when starting from last is still quite an achievement. The AM, you know, the AM field's not weak. You got the Blair drivers. There's plenty of fast guys out there. Bathurst 12, looking forward to that. Any names I know you're doing it with? Are you doing it with Adam? Anyone like that?
He's in a different car, so it's with the 3M team, but there's myself and then Jonathan Walker.
Oh, awesome!
And then, yeah, so we've got a good team. We just need to finalise the car decision, and then hopefully that goes well on this weekend. So looking forward to that massively. But yeah, Hockenheim for me next week. It's a circuit that's quite good for me, so I'm hoping we'll get a good result, which will be nice.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching you get on with Hockenheim, especially if I can keep Sam from penalising you for a quali ban. If Walker does well, by the way, I've coached him like 5 times, so just remind him that was all from me. Okay, brilliant. Adelaide, last round of the season. Have you learnt that?
No. I'm pretty sure the last time I driven Adelaide was on one of the very, 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 very old simulator games. It might have been an F1 game back in the early 2000s.
With a controller?
Yes, with a controller or one of the Logitech driving force wheels from an age ago. But yeah, I haven't been on it recently. I don't think I actually own it on iRacing yet, so I need to get it in and get some laps in and get some times in. It's a street circuit, I believe, isn't it?
Yes, very much so. Yeah, very
Right, yeah, so a lot of
tiringly
precision.
technical.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very, very precision to be. Yeah. So I'm gonna get some time in there. So I'll do that after the bath first, and then we'll reconvene in Hockenheim.
Awesome. Well, nice chatting with you, Joey. Anyone you'd like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, lovely. I'd love to shout out my sponsors. I've got the Altitude Freedom Esports team, Square One Systems, and Foursquare Solutions. So just joined Altitude recently as a trial driver, and it's going very well. The team are very supportive. They know what they're doing, and no, it's good to be a part of it.
Yeah, great team. No, that's great news, and good luck with that, and good luck with Bathurst 12.
Lovely, thank you.
Yeah, later, Drake. Cheers. Joey Arden there. Yeah, great result. I mean, 22 positions. I mean, never a bad day.
Yeah, really good work from him today. In terms of our points going into the remaining rounds, in the pros, we have Joey Pedrick, now 22 points clear of a last... oh no, I need to update the page, so bad. I did have the points open somewhere else. We have Joey Pedrick, currently 26 points clear of Ole Postrup. So Postrup bringing the gap down by 16 points today. It's only 26, so Postrup still with a good chance. Petrick with a couple of iffy rounds recently. Morotz with a very small chance in P3. Had he won tonight, he would have had a much better chance. In the Pro-Ams, Wales gap now down to 35 points. That's gone down by 14 points today, so it's down to 35 ahead of Lars Vatzik. And in the amateurs, we can almost give the trophy as well, already to Hayden Pudzik, because he is 104 points ahead. For clarification as well, for the most amount of points an amateur has won in any round was actually Joey Island back at Interlagos with 96. So you can sort of tell if he maintains that gap going into Adelaide, then it's very unlikely that an amateur would score 100+ points to be able to overhaul that.
A lot can go wrong at Adelaide, though.
A lot can go wrong, but a lot would have to go right.
Yeah.
For Joe,
he would need a very good... Luke or Joey would need a very strong Hockenheim, and then something would have to go very wrong for Hayden at Adelaide. What happened to Finn?
He didn't take part. He was in the session, but yeah, he didn't do quali, and then I don't think he ever gridded up.
Right, okay.
Which will mean his quali ban will carry over to the next race.
Ah, yeah, you got to do lap 1 to get bypass the ARA rules.
Yeah, we've seen it all before.
All right, two laps then.
Also, Chessie Esports now lead the teams.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I would have taken a money bet at one point that they couldn't have pulled it off.
Yeah. So yeah.
But I did mention the Line GP teams are so competitive, they're actually going to take points away from each other, and that has happened quite a lot.
Yeah. So yeah, the Fenstversand.com team for Line GP having a very poor meeting to get today. So yeah, bad news for them. But I think that is pretty much it from us today. Of course, do make sure to check out apexracingac.com if you want to get setups and track guides for this Porsche Cup car, as many other cars on the sim. Also, of course, check out Apex Racing Sim, where we have recently launched our membership, where you can come to our sim centre in Corby in the UK for as little as £20 a month and have unlimited usage of our simulators. So it's a really, really good offer. So do check out apexracingsim.com for more details on that. And of course, do check out the Apex Racing TV and the Apex Racing League social media accounts, in particular on Instagram. But for now, from myself, Sam Fitzpatrick, from David Sampson, and everyone here at the Apex Racing TV esports studio, we'll say goodbye for now, and we'll see you back in 7 days' time at Hockenheim for the penultimate round of the season. See you then.
Ciao.